Thank you for joining us today for episode 6 of Let's Dig In with Maddie and Bri. I'm Bri, and this is Coach Maddie. We are nutrition coaches at CrossFit Glen Burnie.
Today, we want to dive into 3 tips to help you with fueling for performance. The CrossFit Open drops on February 29th, and we want you to go in feeling strong and confident.
That's right. At CrossFit Glen Burnie, we've partnered with Healthy Steps Nutrition to support our clients using a framework that's guided, tested, and proven. We believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple habit-based approach.
But we know that helping you become the healthiest version of yourself isn't just about what you eat or going to the gym. Have you ever realized that your nutrition choices are altered when you're stressed or when you're tired? This is why we address a holistic approach focusing on nutrition, stress management, sleep, mindset, support system, and lifestyle. So let's dive in today's topic.
Fueling for performance is crucial for everyday athletes. It provides the necessary energy to power workouts, improve endurance, and aid in muscle recovery. Have you ever started a workout and quickly realized that you did not have enough energy in the tank to finish it? Or have you ever hit that wall and just looked at the clock wondering why it's moving so slow? Let's talk about the function that fuel provides in performance for your workouts.
Okay, so proper nutrition provides the fuel for your body that needs to perform at its peak during exercise. Carbs are the primary energy source for muscles. So that means consuming carbohydrates before and during prolonged exercises can help maintain blood sugar levels, delay fatigue, and improve endurance. What types of carbs are going to provide the best energy? Sources include simple carbohydrates such as fruit, unsweetened applesauce packets would be a great example, and sports drinks like Fit Aids. Complex carbs such as oatmeal, rice, potatoes, beans, and legumes are also good options. By understanding how carbs fuel your body, you can more effectively tailor your nutrition to match your workout demands, leading to better performance, quicker recovery, and improved fitness outcomes.
Done. And next we have recovery. First up in recovery is muscle repair and growth, which leads to protein's essential role in building and repairing muscle tissue after workouts, energy replenishment, and restoring hormone balance. Recovery helps prevent injury and reduce stress, increasing motivation and focus, and improve performance and speed. Prioritizing recovery is an investment in your long-term health, well-being, and your performance.
So another key point is hydration. Hydration also plays a vital role in the importance of fueling for activities. Dehydration can negatively impact your workout by up to 20%. Water and electrolytes are fundamental to maintaining fluid balance and preventing dehydration, which can significantly impact performance. So, drinking plenty of fluids throughout the day, especially in the hours before and during an exercise. Replace electrolytes lost through sweat, especially during intense and prolonged workouts. So thinking those super hot days or super sweaty workouts, we want to add in those electrolytes, especially after a workout.
Right on. And I know we have different electrolyte drinks at the gym available too. It is really hard to drink enough water, especially as it gets colder outside and we're still in those chilly months. So pay extra attention. Make sure you are hydrated. Let's chat about cognitive function. So adequate nutrition supports brain function, improving focus, concentration, and reaction time during exercise. Certain nutrients play a crucial role in the production of neurotransmitters, which are chemical messengers that transmit signals between brain cells. Adequate intake of these nutrients support optimal brain function and cognitive performance.
Okay. This photo is so funny.
I know.
Okay,
How'd they get that picture of us?
now you know why fueling is important, let's address the impact of poor fueling. Not only can undereating lead to fatigue, muscle weakness, and decreased endurance, but it can also play into part of underperforming. So what that means is like risk of injury, right? So protein helps repair damaged muscle fibers and build new ones. Without sufficient protein, muscles weaken over time, making them more prone to injury. Also, tying in dehydration and electrolyte imbalances can also increase the risk of muscle cramps and other injuries. Not only can insufficient protein intake hinder muscle repair and growth, injury prevention, but it can also impair a recovery time, which is essential to a competition on the horizon. Finally, your mood. Energy levels and overall well being can be affected by poor nutrition, both in athletic performance and daily life. So I know for a fact that at lunchtime, if my hunger level is closer to that 8, 9, and 10, I am not the same person as after I eat. So making sure that we are eating consistent meals and not waiting to that starvation point is essential, at least for me, for being better mood. So let's dive into 3 easy tips you can start implementing to ensure you don't fall victim to the side effects of poor fueling.
Right on. Yeah, tip number 1 is carb loading. If you have ever watched The Office, I hope this sticks with you. We've all heard of carb loading before a workout, before a competition, but let's dive in to a little bit more of what that means and how to do that properly. For everyday athletes who primarily participate in shorter workouts or less intense activities, a balanced meal 2 to 4 hours before exercise is generally sufficient. Again, when we say balance, that just means having, your carbs, protein, and fats paired together. Consuming adequate carbohydrates in days before a workout or a competition helps replenish your glycogen stores in muscles, which is particularly important for endurance athletes. Carb loading can significantly improve endurance performance in activities that last longer than 90 minutes. But how do we obtain it and how do we store it?
So, I love this infograph. Glycogen is the storage form of carbohydrates we eat, and it can be found mostly in the liver and muscle tissues. The glycogen stored in the muscles is primarily used to fuel the muscle tissues, while the glycogen in the liver is distributed throughout your body when needed. When someone uses up those glycogen stores, they experience fatigue, which can be all described as hitting the wall. Yep, I know
Yeah, I'm
that.
sure a lot of us can relate to that too. If you've ever just been, super into a workout or in a competition and all of a sudden you're like, I can't go any further. So how can we avoid that early fatigue? This is where that carb loading comes into play for workouts. Carb loading is a strategy often used by endurance athletes where you increase your carb intake those days leading up to a big event or competition. The idea is to saturate your muscles with glycogen so that you can perform at your best during long events. This involves eating more carbohydrates in the 3 to 7 days before an event while reducing exercise intensities on those days. As I mentioned on the previous slide, athletes can benefit from having a meal before the workout, which leads us to step number 2. Before we get there, though, I do want to point out on this infograph here the high glycemic carbs. So these are great to utilize. And I know Maddie had mentioned this at the beginning, but I just want to harp on this for a second. These are great to utilize pre-workout and post-workout, such as a banana or dates. You can have rice here. Any of these are going to spike your blood sugar and give you that boost of energy. So these are great right before a workout.
Okay. So just like what Bree said, looking at our pre-workout meal, bananas are a great option, or maybe more of a liquid option would be a protein shake. So lots of opportunities here to set yourself up for success. If you struggle with feeling nauseated before a workout. Like I said, try liquid sources such as a smoothie or applesauce with protein powder or non-fat Greek yogurt with berries. Oh, I like that one the best. Liquid sources are easier for our body to digest and utilize for energy. Here are some additional tips to prevent nausea and ensure you are adequately fueled. So opt for smaller meals or snacks that are easier to digest. And try eating 90 to 120 minutes, so hour, 2 hours before, instead of right before, like this 30-minute mark. Another good one is avoid dairy, especially if you have a sensitive stomach and are prone to bloating. Definitely avoid spicy food. Sometimes nausea is also a result of dehydration. Drinking water or electrolyte-rich drinks like coconut water can help prevent discomfort.
Awesome. And I know at CrossFit Glen Burnie, we carry Fuel for Fires. Those are a great option to have if you are someone who can't have a meal right before working out, especially our 5 and 6 a.m.ers. That's a great one to have, on the way or as you're, starting to warm up. All right, let's move on to hydration. We want to drink plenty of fluids throughout the day, especially in those hours before and during exercise. So how much water should you consume before and after these workouts?
So pre-exercise, we're thinking drink between 16 and 20 ounces of water 2 to 3 hours before the activity. And then aim to drink a minimum of 8 ounces of water 30 minutes to an hour before your workout. So increasing it just a little bit. And then, of course, there's the post-exercise. We need to rehydrate. So we're aiming between 16 and 24 ounces for every pound lost during exercise. Now, we're not really saying that, you're going to lose a lot of weight during the workout. However, we are losing fluid. We are losing salt. So we need to make sure we replenish that. If you sweat a lot, it's a good idea to replace the electrolytes, like I said, when you lose them through sweat or prolonged workouts.
Right on. And also, we want to make sure to skip on the alcohol on these pre-competition days and the days leading up to that. Alcohol is a diuretic, causing the body to lose more fluids than it can take in, which can lead to further dehydration. Drink water before, during, and after consuming alcohol to counteract its dehydrating effects. If you are drinking alcohol with the knowledge that you will be working out in the next day or competing, be sure to replenish with electrolytes such as coconut water to restore balance and prevent muscle cramps or fatigue. By being proactive about hydration, you can minimize the negative impact alcohol has on your body and feel better the next day. Maddie, I wanted to see if you could chime in here can we talk about rhabdo for a second?
Oh, yeah. So we often talk about rhabdo with movements, specifically the GHD machine or high intensity, long endurance workouts like Murph. But I also want to add in that alcohol plays a huge component to the risks of rhabdo as well. So we want to be really mindful if it's the day before 4th of July and you're going to show up to the gym and you're going to do an hour-long workout, but you're having a few beers the night before, make sure you are replenishing and adding in those electrolytes lost, adding in the hydration, because we want you to show up without any risk of injury or rhabdo on that big event.
Right on. And we have a bonus tip for you guys too.
Yes. Okay. So we often harp on the plate method. We also want to introduce the athlete plate method. So just as a reminder, individual needs vary based on activity level, intensity, and duration. Experimenting and finding the fueling strategy that works best for you is essential. Consulting with an HSN nutrition coach or registered dietitian can provide personalized guidance. With this plate, so looking at the infograph, you can create a balance, work on fueling your activities, eating whole foods, and reducing processed foods. And here's how it goes. You have 1/3 of your plate of non-starchy veggies, okay? From here, we have 1/3 plate of lean protein and 1/3 plate of starchy carbs. And of course, being very mindful of those healthy fats. Having mostly whole foods will provide more vitamin and minerals, as well as fiber, and improve overall energy and recovery.
Right on. This varies slightly from the original plate method of just giving you a little bit more protein and carbs to replenish after those workouts. So as we wrap up here are a few things to note. Fueling for performance does take attention to detail and some timing, but once you have nailed down the basics, you will have a solid foundation to enhance your performance. Keep these key tips in mind as you get started. Don't leave out essential carbohydrates. Plan your pre-workout meals. Hydration is key. Bring your water with you. And when in doubt, use the plate method to fuel up. All right, let's move on to some frequently asked questions.
Yes, this one is pivotal, I think, and so not talked about enough, right? It is, how does sleep affect my performance? So, sleep plays a big role in many aspects of our health and wellness goals. When we sleep, our body, including our brain, is at rest. This allows for increased blood flow and nutrients to the muscle tissue for repair and growth. It impacts muscle recovery, energy levels, cognitive function, and mental resilience, all crucial for peak performance. Aim for a minimum of 7 hours, ideally closer to 9 hours of sleep daily for optimal recovery and performance.
Yeah, this is one I know a lot of athletes can get frustrated with. So if you hear that 7 to 9 hours and you were like, that is not me, I get 5 hours of sleep a night, just slowly increase that, set your alarm to go to bed a little bit earlier, even by 15 to 30 minutes, and take that time so that you're really prioritizing that sleep.
Yeah.
How do I know if I'm eating enough for my performance needs? Well, here we really want to listen to your body. If you're feeling fatigued, weak, or unable to perform at your usual level, it might be a sign that your fueling strategy needs some adjustment. Key signs of inadequate fueling include fatigue or tiredness during workout, delayed recovery, which can show up as muscle soreness or stiffness in your muscles that last longer than usual, cravings for sugary or high carb foods after workouts, trouble sleeping or poor quality rest, and consider consulting with me or Coach Maddie if you're not properly fueling your body for training and performance goals. We would love to have a goal setting session with you and just walk through this.
Yep. So, now that we've talked about how to fuel for performance, let's focus on the 3 core principles our nutrition coaching program is built upon. First, and number 1, focus on whole foods first. We want to eat meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, and a little starch with very little sugar. From there, we want to focus on balance, thinking about the plate method, whether it's the athlete plate or the plate method for most of us, with half of our plate being non-starchy veggies. And then lastly, limit the number of processed carbs and sugar. These 3 core principles have helped over 45,000 clients worldwide improve their health, increase performance, and reach their health and wellness goals. At the end of the day, we know it is not mostly about the knowledge and education. It's really about having the support and accountability.
Absolutely. Maddie and I are all about that accountability. It is what sets our program apart from so many others. Maddie and I offer one-on-one, in-person, and virtual nutrition coaching memberships. All new members start out with a 12-week transformation membership. This includes an initial consultation. It can be a customized meal plan, also with habit mapping, and access to amazing accountability app that we have and regular scheduled appointments to help keep you on track.
And on top of that, we are right in the middle of challenge number 1 for 2025, and we plan on launching another one later this fall. Sorry. The best part is these challenges can be done anywhere. You do not have to be a CrossFit Glen Burnie member to participate.
Awesome. If you would like more information about our next upcoming challenge, please let us know and we'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you.